All right, it looks like we're ready to go. I just need to fix this view. It's not straight. I think that's a little bit better. All right, my name is Karen McNull and I live in Vermont where we got about 5 inches of snow overnight, which is nice because we just had dead grass on the ground. So, but it's very pretty right now, and hopefully it sticks around because we haven't seen much snow this year. So, hello, Kelly. Nice to have you here. Tonight, I'm going to be working with one of our kits in the kits collection called The Best Remedy. I haven't even never put it together, so we'll see how it goes. It's got so many stamps in the set that I have them all on blocks all over onto my right side, but if I count them, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 stamps, photopolymer stamps in this kit. So I wanted to put it together. It looks really, really cute. It's been around for a while, so I'm going to do that tonight. Just a few reminders. I have a free, with a purchase, Adorable Owls class. I'm using the host code UPS, isn't that funny, the brown truck, 9P62J. And it started on February 19th and will end on the 28th, which is the last month of February, or last day of February. It's on orders of $50 or more. And you can place your order at my website, inspiredbygram.com. And I know a lot of my customers, they miss the host code entry. So if I do see that, I will call Stampin' Up, but be really, really careful. It's such a small font. I swear it's like size 6 where you can barely see it, but it is there. So look for the host code. Make sure you see my name. And then if you hit this, it will definitely put my picture on the screen, and so you know who you're working with. But anyway, it's my free Adorable Owls class. And don't forget, celebration ends on the last day of the month. And speaking of celebration, I still have Francis G qualifying for my celebration as one of my customers. And any order, it can be in multiple orders. It needs to total up over time. So you could put in a $50 order here, there, whatever, or one order of $150 or more, and you will earn your seat at my celebration. So we'll be making 4 cards. We'll have snacks. I give quite a few gifts in the celebration. I showed it last week on my live, a typical one. Last fall, I did this as well. So if you didn't see that, just go back to last week's live. And then you can kind of see what celebration is all about. So that's that. Here's the Best Remedy kit here. But one other thing I want to remind you of is Stampin' Up! Is having that wonderful promotion with a mini cut and emboss machine to become a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Now, I did a Q&A Zoom this week, and it's been uploaded on YouTube. So if you haven't seen it, just go to my videos. It's the last one that I have uploaded. If you want to know about myself, about the Inspired Daisies, that's my team name, feel free to watch that. Maybe you already have and you still have some questions. I would be happy to answer them for you. So if you're putting in an order of $100, your best bet would be to order the starter kit, because not only do you get, so say you have that die cutting machine and your order is $100. Well, if you join Stampin' Up, then you can get $99 worth of $175 worth of products for just $99 plus your sales tax, if your state requires you to pay sales tax. Now, I know Vermont does, but the bordering state where I live, New Hampshire, does not. So that is like your best bang for your buck. So I'll go over quickly what my starter kit would look like. really quick. I've got it right over here. The only thing I don't have in here is my bundle, which we used last night. Okay, so what would Karen have in her starter kit? And this is, I already have a die cutting machine. Well, this is a really popular fancy Flora paper. I use this on my February card club. So my card club members will be receiving half a pack. They're going to want to buy this afterwards if they don't already have it. Let's see, I got the Memento Black because you can stamp anything in black and make it work. I also have some Stampin' Dimensionals with the regular size, but you can also get the minis, same price. A package of the basic white medium envelopes because you work so hard creating a handmade card that you need to send them in our medium basic white envelopes. They're beautiful. Even though they're white and vanilla, we have two different colors. They're top-notch envelopes, so don't buy the cheap ones. Basic white note cards and envelopes. This gives you small envelopes and small note cards. These are mailable, and there are 20 in here. I do have the bundle in here. The fun stamp set that I chose was Best Day. I love that cat. It's so fun. So it's a birthday celebration. And then to use the dies in the mini cut and emboss, the Something Fancy bundle, it's a sentiment one. But the reason why I chose this is because sentiments work. You can use those note cards very easily with some of that designer series paper and call it good. So sentiments work nice. And then they've got some really nice dies as well that go in here that cut out all of these sentiments and they look awesome. But with those note cards, I did put together we sell our cardstock as a combo pack. So there's 20 sheets in the pack and there's two colors of each, or 2 sheets of each color. So that's a really nice bang for your buck. And then, so I chose pastel colors here because we're coming towards spring. And I am a neutrals person, so those deep colors of greens and burgundies and what have you. So, and then you need to have some basic white cardstock to stamp on. It's truly a really nice white cardstock. We also have that in vanilla. One other thing is rhinestone basic jewels. You can color these with our Stampin' blends or Sharpie pens. They work perfectly. And the last thing I have, I just kind of borrowed my little mini composition notebook, but there's ombre gift bags in the clearance rack. So don't forget about that clearance rack. When I became a demonstrator way back in 2012, I used that clearance rack a lot because there's always you'll find embellishments, ribbons. Right now, I think there's designer series paper. I haven't looked at it today, but there were some ombre gift bags for $2.40. I was able to get my starter kit within 10 cents. So $173.90. So this is what would get you. Oh, wait, I forgot mini or liquid glue. And if you want to switch something out, I recommend the D block, C block, and B block. Those are the ones I use the most. So that's my starter kit, and I'm going with it. So if you have any questions regarding Stampin' Up, myself, my team, I would be so happy to talk to you about that. All right, let me just see if there's any questions here. Nope, so looks like we're good to go. So again, I'm going to be working with the Best Remedy kit. Also with this, I wanted to mention, with that starter kit, you receive a paper pumpkin. So that means you're going to get one of our ink spots, you're going to get a stamp set, and you're going to have extra pieces left over from your kit to use on future projects. So that's another thing. It won't be a current paper pumpkin, but it will be a nice one. That way you can kind of start building up your stamp sets. All right, so like I said in the very beginning, I have no idea. I've never put this kit together, so we'll see if I can do it by visual because I'm not a person to read instructions, but I will give it a try if You're willing to watch. Okay, so I'm just going to take apart the kit as it was stacked in the package. This comes cello with like a shrink wrap on it. Within that, we had a sheet of Stampin' Dimensionals. We also had these really cute sequins and these little flowers, Mango Melody, I believe. Then we had some glue dots. That's your adhesive. I'm not going to use those. I'll just use my liquid glue tonight. You also receive a block. So there you go. You've got one block towards, to use in your starter kit. Then you receive one ink spot. This one is Starry Sky, and it's one of our new ink colors. Well, it's kind of almost 1 year old. So it's one of the newest ink colors. Okay, so let's start from top and go bottom, and then we're going to sort everything out. And when I sort things out, I like to use my bone folder just to make that piece a little bit smaller, and I have a little bit more room on my desk. So what I'm doing is we have our envelopes that have that score line there. I'm just folding it, and then I'll just usually burnish it twice and then set it over there. So this is kind of like a mass production. If you make a lot of things, like when I go to craft fairs, or farmer markets, I always make a lot of one item. I don't just make like 2 or 3 and call it good. Usually I will like make a half dozen, like my list pads, for instance. I did that one as the kit most recently, and I would make like 24 of those, and I would mass produce. So I kind of do the same thing as I go through. So right now my brain is only thinking to burnish those envelope flaps. Now, how many of you out there that are watching or watching on the replay participate as a vendor in craft fairs or farmer markets? And if you do, what is your number one product that you sell? And then where do you, what state are you watching from, or country? Let us know what you do. If you are a vendor in any craft fairs or vendor fairs. I think that's really interesting to know out there. You guys are chatting out there amongst yourselves. Some of you know each other, some of you don't. But honestly, paper crafting is a great way to get to know people, because I kind of see the same people on every single week, which is great. Some of them are my team members, and some of them are new, like Kelly Mays. I don't know as if I've ever seen your name pop up, but I'm not one to also look at comments. I look at them at the end of my projects. So again, I'm just kind of doing the same thing. I'm popping out the die cuts that are included. And it looks like there's 3 sheets of this one. Okay, and then we got another heart here. Now, if you really wanted to be thrifty and you had a small heart die cut, well, you can use this piece right here. So I'm not going to do that, but that's just another suggestion on what to do. All right, so it looks like we got 3 hearts, 3 rectangles, and that's, I think, Granny Apple Green. I didn't really look at the colors. Let me just look at my sheet here. So we're going to be working with Basic Gray, Crushed Curry, Granny Apple Green, Polished Pink, Pool Party, and Starry Sky. So we have Pool Party, and then the green is Granny Apple Green, and then we have Crushed Curry. So those are those colors. Now it looks like in our pile here, we've got some card bases in Pool Party. So I will also burnish those. Put them over to the side. So I'm already losing space. When you film, you don't have a lot of space. All right, nobody's commenting on craft fairs or anything like that, so must be nobody participates in them. Don't be shy. You can comment. Oh, aren't these critters really cute, right? Who wants to be around a skunk? Well, not a live one, but this one's super cute, right? Here's a little mouse. And we'll get this one out. I guess we're really careful around that tail. We don't want to break it. Okay, cute, right? There's a little ice cream cone there. And then look at this little cute chick with an ice bag on its head. And there's a little piece here that needs to be popped out. All right, so we have 3 of those. Let's see what else, if we have more of those. Yes, we do. So we've got the same thing. It's looking like that piece is not going to come out of that one either. So we'll just use our piercing tool to do that. I think I'm going to give one of these cards to myself because I came down with some kind of immune issue yesterday. It started with my eyes. And I thought I had pink eye because when I got home from my card class last night, it was like 8:30. I looked in the mirror and my right eye was like red as can be. It didn't look very good. And then, so I decided to call my eye doctor because I didn't want to go through the weekend with an eye issue because I have to pack 3 different classes this weekend. I've got my card club. I've got my album and one other one. I can't remember. Oh, it's the Gifford, my couple in-person classes that I need to do so I can get caught up and then start all over again. I'll be working on my retreat. So if you are not on my email list and you want the information on my retreat, fill out that pop-up tonight. That way you'll get my email. It's going to come out super late. I'm going to work on it right after here, but one of the bundles that I'm going to be featuring is the milkshake bundle. And it's funny because this Best Remedy kit has ice cream in it. All right, so that was more card bases in stripes, lots of fun colors. And then we've got, looks like 2 embossed panels here. And that is, let's see, what color is this? Polished pink, another ink color. And now we've got all of these die cuts that act as sentiment labels. So we'll just stack these up. And I know Stampin' Up! Gives you more than what you need because here's 4. And we only have 3 cards each, right? So we'll have an extra one left over. And you could use that on some other project as well. Here's a nice little banner. My goal was to have these already punched out and such, but back to my eye thing, I had to go to the pharmacy and get some drops, and I have to wear my glasses for 5 days, which really stinks because if you know me, my glasses are like Coke bottle thick because I have really bad eyesight. And wearing my glasses all day actually gives me headaches, which I really don't want. So 5 days worth of drops, and then I can get my contacts back in. So that'll be like, let's see, Tuesday, I think. Yeah, or Wednesday morning I can wear my contacts again. So can't wait. So this banner's super, super narrow. So I'm glad they gave us an extra one. Now we've got some diagonal embossed rectangles in white. Looks like we have 3 of those. So 3 is the number. Oh, look at that. On the other side, Starry Sky. White or Starry Sky. I like that color, of course. All right, looks like we are at the bottom of the pack because I've got that chipboard. So really, there's not a lot of pieces to the Best Remedy kit, which is great because sometimes I get a little overwhelmed with lots of pieces. Now, to make things a little bit easier for myself and maybe you, I stamped right before I came on all of the sentiments, the images that come in the stamp set. So you can see there's that little skunk here. They're all stamped in Starry Sky, which again is that ink spot that comes with the kit. So some of the sentiment, I'll tell you all of the sentiments messages here. I'm here for you. There's an ice cream cone. A little birdie told me you were under the weather. Ice cream is the best remedy for this. Well, that stinks. Even though this stinks. Sorry, life stinks sometimes. Boy, they're using stinks a lot. Feel better soon. And then here's a little pint of ice cream here. There's that ice bag and a bouquet of flowers, a vase of flowers. So if I was to stamp this on the images, I would definitely use Memento, and you could color these in with Stampin' blends. But once you're done this kit, you get to keep that stamp set and use it for other things. So nice, fun words and sentiments for kind of a get well stamp set. All right, so since we are working with a photopolymer, we need our piercing mat. So I have mine nice and handy. And then we have, let's see, let me get the instructions out, and it looks like we're going to be working with that little chick. Okay, so I need 3 of the chicks. All right, 3 chicks. I need these banners. And then I need the Starry Sky rectangles that were embossed. This one here. And then the pool party card bases. And looks like it's going to be portrait, so we'll be going this way rather than horizontal. Everything else I'm just going to put off to the side here, so I've got some space. Okay, so we're going to stamp first because that's kind of what we need to do. So I'm going to take 3 of these, and I guess it doesn't really matter what direction your banner goes, but I want my angles to be all the same. So, whoops, there we go. So this is extra, so I'll use this one if I mess up. And then it says to use a little birdie told me you were under the weather. I kind of like that one, so I will use that one. And I have my sentiment. You can't really see it because it's not stained. With our red inks will stain your photopolymer, by the way, but they still work perfectly. So let me get this stamped up. I'm using my regular classic Stampin' pad, which is the Starry Sky. I've actually, I don't know if you guys do this or not, but our ink pads on the back side have the colors on them. A couple different languages. There's one that is blank and one that's in English. So what I do on the front, I add the one that I can read, which is Starry Sky. And on the back, I'll use usually the blank one or, you know, one of these other languages. I leave a couple on the back side in case they ever peel off. Because they kind of do once in a while, especially if you have the ink pad for such a long time. Then there's this little area here that's indented that you can put another one right here. And then what I've been doing this year, I've been writing the name of the ink on this part of the ink pad because I do teach, at least I'm going to be teaching now 1, 2, 3 in-person classes. I just added another senior facility. So I'm super happy with that. So a lot of these people have never stamped, so this will be helpful for them when they don't know what the colors are by sight. Okay, so back to my stamping here. So this one says, a little birdie told me you were under the weather. All right, so it says, or looks like you just stamped this right in the middle of the banner, so I will do that. It's got a cool little font with it. All right, so 3 times. Now you could use another sentiment if you wanted to. Actually, let me just see what these say. I'm here for you, which is kind of too small. This one might work too. Well, that stinks. Now that's too small. So looks like you only have a good option for this one here because it's a double kind of stacked line of words. Okay. I don't know if that made any sense or not. All right. So we've got 3 of those, right? Oh, no, we need one more. Okay, there we go. So we have 3 of these stamped. So I'm gonna put these down here out of the way. Gotta get this out of the way too, because I could totally get my fingers in that. Okay, so it says we've got the pool party. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna mass produce, and this is how Karen mass produces, right? So what I would do is I'm gonna work on that first step, which is adhering this Starry Sky embossed panel here right to this side. You can use the white if you wanted to, but honestly, that Starry Sky is much better. Let me get my piercing, or not my piercing mat, but my silicone craft sheet so I don't kind of make a mess of my desk here. Okay, so back to this one. And again, we're gonna mass produce. Get that out. I haven't used this one for 2 days. Okay, here we go. So just add your glue. You can use Stampin' Seal as well. So the kit says to add it to the card base about a 1/2 inch off from the right side. So we'll just simply put that right down there. Oops, got some glue. That's okay because we're going to cover that area. Next up is this next one here. So again, if you participate as a vendor in craft fairs or farmer markets, let us know what your #1 top selling item is, and where you're from. Where do you sell mostly? Craft fairs, farmer markets, to your friends and family. All right, so that's 2, and then we've got 1 more. Hey Claire, nice to see your name pop up. Hope you're doing well. And I hope you tried your adhesive kit. Let us know how it worked. If you have any questions on any of the adhesive, I can work with you one-on-one. I got the capability of Zoom, so we can do that. Okay, so that's our first step. The next one, it looks like we're going to take these Granny Apple Green panels and put them right here. So these are just going to get glued down. And it looks like on the instructions that we're going to put them a little bit lower. So there's going to be more of an area at the top. And we're going to hang it over this way. Okay, that's 1. And 2. So tomorrow I need to work again. Putting a little extra hours in this week because we're working on a 24-page spread of our recreation programming guide, and I have it like, I'd say 2/3 of the way done. I did not finish it. My programmers, the programmers are the guys that make all the programs for the public, really fun programs they have. Well, they added about probably 15 new programs. So it's going to be a challenge to fit it all in 24 pages. So we're going to see. But I didn't get it done today, so I've got to go in tomorrow. But that means next week, I'm not going to work as much for sure. Okay, that's what we got so far. Now, the next step is going to be to add Stampin' Dimensionals both to the little chicks here and the sentiment. So we will put these out like this, and then we will put the sentiments out. I'm going to use my own Stampin' Dimensionals. So let me just grab a sheet here. I got a small little sheet here. And we're just going to add 3 to the chicks. So create that little triangle with your dimensionals. That way you've got good coverage. And dimensionals, if you're not familiar with them, they're kind of like a foam dot, and they lift up your paper, I don't know, about maybe 1/8 of an inch. But I like using them. I use them all the time. Every project has at least one, one object that has dimensionals. Now this one here, I'm going to only use 2. Some people would have used 3, so 1, 2, and 3, but if you sneak your dimensionals in about a half of an inch, then you don't need to use 3, okay? So you save your products, make sure you're using them and not wasting. Okay, and then here's another. My next step is going to be taking my Take Your Pick tool to remove all of those backings on there. And you can kind of do it super quickly by just using that sharp pokey end here and lift them off. And then what you can do is they all kind of stay on there, and I just have this little cup here for my trash. Again, we just kind of poke them in. You don't want to poke all the way through the dimensional, or else you will get a little mark on this side. Trust me, I learned that way. And having that little hole in that dimensional does not cause any issue with it adhering. So let me show you see there's little holes here that's created by this little sharp object here, but it's not going to impact anything. All right, so we have those 3 chicks, and now we'll work on the sentiments. I might choose to have this kit as an add-on in my retreat because it is fun, and a lot of people are always looking for are like make get well cards, or maybe, you know, little packages, what have you, chocolate. You know, some people like chocolate, makes them feel better. Or what I would love is, oh, what are they? I'll think of them. Mint. What are they? Oh, I'll remember. Eventually I'll remember. All right, so we're going to add this little chick. Isn't it really cute? Super, super cute. So it's going to go right here. But before I adhere it down, I just want to just place it because I want to make sure I'm happy with it. All right, and then this one's going to go here. So we have a little hint of the granny apple green underneath the sentiment. If I'm happy with it, then I'm going to just press it down. I'm good with it. Okay. Isn't that really cute? It's this very, very simple card. All right, so then we'll do the same thing with card number 2. And we're going to bring it closer to the top, and then we'll add that sentiment, overhang the granny apple green, and just make that straight. And the last one. Now I'm going to go over and get, no, I have my Wink of Stella here. I'm going to use Wink of Stella to make these little, oh, I didn't, this one's got to go up a little bit. Make the chick shine, okay? And I love using Wink of Stella. It's just adds a nice little touch. I'll show you in just a second. I'll compare the two. All right, so this one does not have it on here. So I'm going to color in the Wink of Stella, or the chick with the Wink of Stella, and then we'll definitely compare. Maybe I just want to highlight the chick. So I'm just going to kind of brush stroke. I do not like fill it all in because I don't think it's necessary. Some people do, and it gets really, really thick. And for me, I don't really like that. I just like to do little touch-ups like that. Now, I don't know if you can see it sparkling, but it's sparkling on my side. If you choose to sparkle everything, then what I would do is just kind of go, well, let me just fill this one first, and then I'll show you on the second one because I want this little chick to have some sparkle. All right, so if I was doing the whole thing, I just pushed some of that into the barrel there. What I did was, there's a thing here that says, a word that says push. So you squeeze it, but you only squeeze it very lightly because you can get a really hot mess, which I'll probably get because too much of the fluid gets in that barrel. All right, so I'm just going top to bottom. I don't really care if I don't want to hit all of the colored image. I'm just giving a little brush stroke and calling it good. Okay, so Chicky here is all sparkly and looking so much better. And we got one more to go. And this dries very quickly. It's got alcohol base to it with a little glitter. And it does, like, it's probably dry right now. The last thing we need to do, it says we want some sequins on this one. So let me grab those. I don't know if you can see these very well, but maybe you can. There's like a hint of purple in them, but it's polished pink. And here are the Mango Melody. Looks like I lost the little flower here. But they want me to use the sequins. And it says 2 big and 3 small for each card. And they actually tell you where to put them, but you know, I'm not gonna go where they want me to put them. I'm just gonna put them where I want to put them. So we've got a large one and a tiny one, and then I'm only gonna put 3 because I like to go with odd numbers. Also like to create that little triangle here. So we've got one, this is gonna be a super skinny triangle, but if I put it over here, then we've got this triangle that goes way up here, here, and here, and this one's angled down. Okay, so that is one. And I'll put these in a different area. So I'm gonna add one down here. And then let's put one right here and another little tiny one. Let's see. Look at me. I can't figure out where I want it. Right there. Okay. So that's card number 2. And then the last one, I want to see if this will fit. No, there's this little pom-pom on the slippers. So I thought that was really cute. I thought it would be able to fit, but it's just a little bit too big. Let's sneak one in there and put one down here. Okay, so that's 3 cards very quickly, very, very simple cards. But if you struggle with design work, well, just take this same card, match up your colors. This can be like a daisy, punched out medium daisy, or one of those adorable owls, and a sentiment, and there's your card design. Okay, I know I struggle with designing cards, and sometimes it takes me a long time to figure it out. But just use an existing card and copy it. So I'm going to see if there's a message that I can put on the inside that makes sense. So a little birdie told me you were under the weather. Feel better soon. Or, well, that stinks. I love that one. Okay. I'm going to say a little birdie told me you were under the weather. Feel better soon. So let's grab our piercing mat, open up that card, and then I gotta find that one that says feel better soon, which is over here. We go. Okay, so we'll take our Starry Sky, and I'm just gonna stamp right in here, and it's in cursive, which is good. We want to keep cursive writing around. At least I learned it when I was in grade school. I'm dating myself because now I don't even think they teach cursive writing, which is a shame, don't you think? Pretty soon our kids won't even know how to write because they'll be typing everything on computers or their phone. Okay, there we go. So we've got 3 cards here, and let me get the coordinating envelope. All right, so it's going to be this one right here. Okay, that's the flap, so it's printed on there. And then on the front, you could stamp a little bit too. So let's do that. There's another one in here I wanted to use, which I can go to my template here. I think I'm going to just repeat Feel Better Soon on the front here. And make sure when you are making cards that you do something with your envelope. Don't send a naked envelope. I like to stamp on the front corner here, and in our class last night, we were adding designer series paper to the envelope flap. So we had nice coordinating cards and envelopes. So dress up those envelopes, you guys. So this kit collection is $23. So if you're a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, don't forget you'll get your discount, so 20% off. Or if you're Bronze Elite or above, it's 25% off. So 23 minus 25%, you guys do the math. That's why I try to push my customers, especially if they're putting in a $100 order, purchase a starter kit. I know people are definitely scared of that word demonstrator, but just because it says demonstrator doesn't mean you have to do videos, doesn't mean you need to come on live like I am tonight, doesn't mean you need to blog. Just use the discount. That's what it's there for. Okay, let's go on to card number 2. Now you guys can take a look at that sentiment thing. And it looks like we're going to be working with the skunk and the heart and the granny apple green. So let's grab those 3. Again, we're going to mass produce, and if this one is horizontal, so we'll make sure our envelopes or our card bases are in the right direction. And we need the heart, so we have 3 of these. So try not to make a stamping mistake on there because you don't have you don't have an extra one. Okay, so and it does say we're going to use Even Though This Stinks. This is a really fun kit, you guys. All right, so even if, let's see, I gotta find it. Oh, that's the ice cream one. All right. Even Though This Stinks. Okay, that's the one I want. And grab my Starry Sky. Sorry, my arms are everywhere. I am actually going to move some of these blocks. Again, 11 stamps in this set that's a lot of stamps. Okay, well, where did I just put that one? Okay, here we go. So we're going to stamp right on that heart. So it'll be the first thing, and they want us to stamp over here on this side of the heart. So we're stamping a darker color, which is Starry Sky, onto Pool Party. And then we'll stamp again. And then 3. Again, 3 cards, 3 each of 3 designs. Okay, so that's that stamping. Then we need to take that little tiny sentiment banner. This is really tiny. And let's see, we're going to go this way. So see how I am angling all of the banners the same way. And then it says I'm here for you is what it says to stamp. Again, you can make whatever you want them to say from what they have on the kits. Boy, I'm getting the ink on my blocks tonight for some reason. So when you're stamping on something this narrow, just take your time. Don't go fast. Last night at my class, I caught a girl smashing her ink pad. So I don't know if you know what that means, but I try to teach them you don't need to smash it. So smashing it means you like go all the way down like this, like super, super hard. Well, I said, turn your block over. And she literally had all this ink on it. So we went back to basic 101 of stamping. And let me grab my Stampin' scrub. We went back to tap, tap, tap. and she got it better, and she even said, I know I'm smashing it. I need to do tap, tap, tap. I'm like, well, then do it. She knows better. But I think she just needs a little bit more confidence in stamping, which will come in time. So I'm just going to clean up that block because you can see all that ink that was still on there. And that way I know I've got it clean. And let me just take, I don't have a paper towel, but I do have a tissue. So let me just dry that up. Another thing, I don't know if you know this or not, but I'll teach you this. When you put photopolymer stamps on your blocks, do not, oh, there's some ink on here. Do not put them on this way, meaning don't just go like this and put them on, because what's going to happen is your sentiment is not going to be straight, okay? If you don't want it straight and you want to have it like curved, you can do that with photopolymer. So see how that is curved like that? But what you really want to do is you want to put the smooth side facing you. And then I put my stamps, my sentiments on at diagonals. And then I'm going to put the block right on the back side. That way it's naturally straight, okay? So I'll do that one more time. So you're going to put your stamp face down, smooth side up. And then I use these 2 points, okay? The reason why it's diagonal is because if you put your sentiment on this way or this way, your eyes are going to go to the straight side. So try adding your sentiments this way and see how it turns out for you. All right, last one here. I'm here for you. There we go. So we have all of our stamping done. And now it's basically assembling just like we did before. So we need our granny apple green. And the first step is to add the heart with adhesive. So no Stampin' Dimensionals, we're just going to use our liquid glue. This one's getting low. And it's kind of going to go in this, just in the middle. Just like this. This is over the edge, and the 2 round parts of the heart are over the edge, just like that. Okay, so we have 3 of those to add on. Now kits, another thing kits are good for, well, they're good for everything, but if you want to have a girls' night out, everybody can pick whatever kit they want to work on and everybody's happy. So what you could do is just, you know, give an advance warning. In 3 weeks, we're going to have a girls' night out. Come on over to my house. Bring a potluck item to share, and we'll in the kit that you want, and we'll eat and we'll be merry by making cards. So I want you guys to all try that. Invite somebody over to your house and have a kit night and a potluck night too. All right, we're working with a little skunky. We need a name for this girl skunk. I say it's a girl because it's got pink on it. Okay, they want us to put dimensionals on the back of the skunk, so that's what we'll do. All right, so again, they want us to put 3. So to do that, we'll do that triangle again with our dimensionals. That way it gives us the best coverage we can have. Okay, and then just press them down really nicely just to make sure they're adhered well to the paper. Then we will pop those backs off with our piercing tool. Now, if you're coming on late, if you want information on my spring retreat, make sure you're on my email list because it is going out tonight. And if I have to stay up past midnight to do it, I'm going to do it. I've just had so many classes that it's been kept being put on the back burner, and I can't do that anymore. So we are going to a different location this year. We are going to Woodstock, Vermont, which is a really nice old town with lots of old buildings, lots of white buildings, but really nice village. And there's lots of bed and breakfasts and inns that people can stay at. So lots of different places, which is better from where I was. So we have the whole building for the whole weekend, which is another thing. We can do kind of what we want, but we have to be clean, of course. But I like that they're giving it to us and nobody else can come in. All right, so this is another tricky spot if you're not used to paper crafting. So since the skunk is popped up, your sentiment, only part of it needs to be popped up, because we're going to adhere it right to this area of the skunk. So this part, this word "you" is already popped up, but I'm here for is not. So we will flip these over and make sure that the word "you" is on the right side. And then on the left side here is where your dimensional is going to go. So I like to take the edge pieces to do that. We also sell the mini dimensionals, or you can cut them down. Again, you will get like a half of a sheet of dimensionals in the kit, but I'm using my own just because I wanted to keep these for the kit. Okay, then simply remove those backings. You can tell I use this tool all the time. It's always in my hand, I swear. But then I lose it as well. It can be like right in front of me and I still don't know where it is. Okay, so I'm here for you is going to get added right about here, kind of where that arm is. And we can slide a glue dot under here. I totally forgot to add adhesive on here, so I am going to grab my glue dots to do that, but I should have put adhesive on first. So I'm just going to sneak this up and slide it under there. That way it's adhered. So what I meant was, you can see me in action. I'm just adding a little tiny bit of liquid glue off to the side here. And that's the side that's going to hit that paper where the skunk is. All right, oops. Our dimensionals are so sticky and strong. A lot of times they just stick to my fingers here. All right, we got one more. And of course, I am going to add Winka Stella to this skunk. You know, she needs the name. Let's see. I'm going to call her Daisy because our team name is Daisy. So Daisy is going to get a little bit of shine. Let's see, the kit here looks like we're going to be using, looks like they say they're stars, but they're not stars. They're little flowers, so that's a boo-boo. So we're going to grab those little cute flowers, Mango Melody, and we're going to add them wherever you want to add them. So I'm going to add them right there in that area of Pool Party. Okay, and then I'm going to add one up here because there's a lot of blue open space here. That's where we're going to add that one. And then to finish off our triangle, we got one here, here. We could go down here or we could go up here. I don't want to put it here because then that's just too repetitive. So we will add it right over here on the green. Okay, so here's our triangle. And then we will just repeat the procedure here. So again, one right here, one down here, and then one over here. Then our last card, we've got only 3 left, and that's exactly what I need. They come with, they're sticking on the back side. If you're not familiar with embellishments, they have like it's like a mini glue dot almost on the back side, and that's what keeps them stuck onto the paper. All right, so we're going to add some Wink of Stella on this one, but we're also going to splatter the Wink of Stella. So for this one, I'm only going to add the Wink of Stella on the cheeks, the ear, and the feet. And maybe the flowers too. Let's do that. Okay, so the next one. And then, oops, I didn't do the feet. Hold on. And our last one here. And then we're going to splatter. Now you're probably wondering why I didn't splatter. Well, right after I got these colored in. Well, because that's putting something else in my brain that I don't need to remember to do each time. So now we're going to splatter. So just make sure that you have enough Wink of Stella in your little chamber here. And then I just use my cap and I just kind of go like this all the way around until I think it looks good. It's amazing. And there is so much glitter all the way around. It fills in the green, the granny apple green. Okay, let's do that again. There's another one. You can also do this technique, the splatter technique with our Stampin' blends, but you have to flick it. Okay, so that's card number 4, 5, and 6. So far we've made this one here, and we've also made the little chick that looks like this one with the starry sky backing. So the envelopes that go with the granny apple green would be these right here. Okay, so we'll put those together. So that's 6 cards. We got 3 more to go. And we'll go over to our next instructions for card 3. So we will grab our card bases. And first of all, I like to make sure that they're opening the correct way. Okay, so they're all going the correct way. We need 3 of these little banners, sentiments, banners. Awesome, we're using the ice cream one. I've been waiting for this one. Let's see where we go. Right up here, I think. Yep, it says ice cream is the best remedy for this. And I love chocolate ice cream. So, chocolate mousse tracks, actually. All right, everybody needs to post what their favorite ice cream is. And we can see what the most popular ice cream flavor is out there for anybody that's watching. There's 7 of you watching. Let's see what everyone puts. Let's see if we can get 7 answers. What is your favorite ice cream flavor? Vanilla. So Louise says vanilla. Anybody else out there? How about Anne, Claire? Oh, chocolate. Nice. I've always been a chocolate fan. Always, always. Red raspberry, too. Chocolate and red raspberry mixed together. Butter pecan. My father likes that. Anybody else want to vote? Okay, so while you guys are voting, we're going to move on to the next step. So we have our stamping done. And I want to actually stamp on the inside of this one. Let's put a message on here. So let's get out our template. Ice cream is the best remedy for this, even though this stinks. Okay, so I think I'm going to combine those 2 together. Let's see, where is our, yep. Actually, I already used that one. I used Feel Better Soon, even though this stinks. Oh, let's just use I'm Here For You. That makes sense. Where we go? Where'd we go? Probably use that one too. Yeah, I use this one too, but that's okay. That is okay. Anybody else out there vote? Banana. I have never had banana ice cream. Yeah, who makes banana ice cream? I would try it. When I was, my husband and I were living up north, he was a dairy farmer. So our milk, I don't know, I'm sure you guys all know, have heard of Ben & Jerry's ice cream, but the St. Albans Co-op shipped the milk to Ben & Jerry's. So I like to say, back in the day, you probably had some of our milk in the ice cream that you ate from Ben & Jerry's if you've ever tried that. Oh, we have a family-owned dairy nearby that makes it homemade. That's awesome. We're lucky that we actually have a one of those diners in town. It's like 3 minutes away. And once in a while, it's called Sandy's Diner. And it's a big hit in the summer. And once in a while, it's my husband. We have a date night at the diner. And we go down and we get our favorite ice cream flavor that they have. Glenn likes to get soft serve. Me, I pay the extra 50 cents to get the hard ice cream. Always chocolate. If they have chocolate raspberry mix, I'll get that. And then we just kind of, we just ride around the back roads and see what we can find. That's our date. But I remember as a child, young child, getting in the car, the station wagon, you know, the one that has the back row that faces the cars in the behind you. We had one of those station wagons, and we would go for Sunday day drives. What kid wants to sit in a car and go like 3 hours in their car, right? No little kid does want to do that, but we did. And now we do as adults. Kind of just, it's a full cycle. All right, there's our polished pink. Next is crushed curry polka dots. And this is a tiered straight down. So here's another card design that you can take and make it your own. These are simple patterns that really make a cute card. Now you could take, to get this diagonal, what you could do is you could cut 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 and put it right on a front of white, or a card base of white. Or what you could do is take a whole sheet, take a sheet of designer series paper and cut it 8 1/2 by 5 1/2, right? And instead of the white, you could use, or no, cut it 4 by 8 1/4. I think if that's right, it is. And then you could cut a card like panel to the back to make it 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 to give it that little extra thickness that you need. That's another way you can use your designer series paper. All right, next up is the mouse in the sentiment. So the mouse, it says it needs 4 dimensionals. Well, I can do it in 3. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. So to do that, all I'm going to do is go, let's see, 1, if this makes sense, 2, and 3. Let's see if that works. See if I can save. And then I'll try this pattern and we'll see which one is best. This one actually probably is going to be the best. And then maybe one here, and one here. The sentiment, since I have the dimensionals out, let's go with the sentiments. And they say to use 2. Oh wait, did I stamp all 4 of these? Nope. Okay, so 2. I gotta grab my paper snips and just cut the edges off. Okay. Did we get any other votes for ice cream? Chocolate raspberry sounds delicious. It really is. Or what you can do, this is another way I can get around it, is buy chocolate ice cream and then buy some a red raspberry jam or jelly and mix it. That is like really good too. Sentiments are going to go on last. So this is the mouse. Okay. I just threw all those dimensional packings on the floor. I'm going to sweep up, don't you worry. That's my last duty of the night, is always sweeping up the floor, because nothing gets me in the worst mood is when I come in my craft room and the floor has got all of these backings on the floor. Okay, I think I've got them. No, one more. Okay, the mouse is going to go right about here. Now this is a really fun, I think I'm going to offer this kit for my kids class. I think they would have fun doing this. And then what we could do is they could donate 1 card each to the local VA. We have a huge veterans hospital about 20 miles away from here, or 20 minutes away from here. And it's super, super big. And then maybe we could just I could bring cards down there. They could fill them out and they could give them to their patients. That would be super fun. Last time what we did was the kids did a kit. I remember which one it was. There was 6 kids in my class it was an in-service day for school. And their goal was to make all their cards, and whatever they wanted to personally donate from the cards, they could. And what they did was, we had 6 kids and we had 34 cards that we donated to the local, it's a emergency kind of place for families or people that are displaced, homeless. So I delivered those the next day and they were so happy to get those. And I got a thank you letter back from them, the agency. So make sure, and I tell my kids all the time, write a thank you note. I guess it's not in their vocabulary anymore. Something about this generation, I don't know. It just bothers Mom so much. Okay, because I wasn't brought up that way and they weren't either, but they choose to be that way. Drives me crazy. All right, I'm going to put this one down here. And so 1, 2, let's put this one down here. Right there on the center. Okay. And look at all these sequins that I'm going to have left over. There's going to be a ton here. We don't have the flower, but at least we have some sequins that we can work with. So if you're just getting started out on paper crafting, our kits are a good way to build up your supplies, because now you have a stamp set, you have an ink spot, You have a few leftovers. Oh, shoot. You know what? I forgot this one. Darn it. Well, I got to fix that. You guys probably saw that and I was rambling. I think I can do it. Yeah, I can fix this. These come right off, by the way. You just have to rub them really hard. Louise, you caught it. Missing the yellow strip. Yep. There's always something. All right, here we go. And we need to add some more dimensionals to this one here. So where did they go? I'm going to have to put a few more on this one because they're tiny pieces. These are still good, so I'm happy about that. There, now no one will know except for you guys that are watching and anybody that watches the replay. All right, so we'll put 3 of the sequins on here. Okay, we're going to add the Wink of Stella because the little mouse needs it. And I'm just going to, again, use the area that's pink. We'll just cover that up with a little sparkle. And then we will splatter. I like to splatter. Now what I'm going to do after, probably not tonight, but at some point, I'm going to make a board. And it's a kind of a board that people can look at. And it'll be one of the choices that the class can pick. I like to have them pick the class that they want. So I'll have a display board with all the cards, all the products, the stamp set. I will die cut all these pieces here. If you're not familiar with what I am talking about, you can just go over to my Facebook page and look at the photos and see. I've got a couple boards up there. And it's a great way to showcase any of the products, especially a bundle or a paper pumpkin or one of our kits collection. Okay, so we're going to splatter and then we will call it a night. 1. And again, if you're coming on late, I'll be working on my retreat and sending that by email tonight. And spoiler alert, one of the bundles we'll be using will be the milkshake bundle. And man, I could totally get away with a design like this, right? I could use some fun paper. And this could be the milkshake image and a sentiment with all these like little simple panels. And that would make a really nice design. So again, like I said, if you struggle with card making and designing, don't worry about it. We all do. This is coordinating envelope, by the way, crushed curry. It just takes a little practice to get in the groove, but you'll get it. All right, I'm trying to find space here to put all these out so you can see all these cards. All right, you guys can vote. What's your favorite one? Skunk. I forgot the names, but skunk, mouse, or the little chick. Everybody should vote. And then we'll see what everybody likes. I think whoops. I'll zoom in a little bit. All right. Okay, the mouse. Mouse has 1. Oh, we got 2. Mouse, mouse, and mouse. Who's going to be the first one that says skunk or chick? Oh, wow. It's like unanimous. I'm shocked. Just like my class last night. It was the one card that I didn't like how I designed it and how it came out. And it was the number one card that everybody picked as their favorite. All right, looks like the mouse wins, so we'll put the mouse on top. So this is a wicked fun kit. Oh, look at all these fun colors, right? Just in time for spring. These are springy colors in my mind. Maybe not this one, but this one reminds me of maybe the month of May when it rains here a lot and it's kind of yucky. But there's the little mouse. Ice cream is the best remedy for this. Okay, does anybody have any questions? I'll wait just a few seconds and then we will sign off and I'll get to work on my retreat. Yeah, somebody gave me a thumbs up. Thank you so much. That actually helps in the YouTube algorithms, believe it or not. The more thumbs you get, the more they put you out there. There's our envelopes too, by the way. And our little template. So this is, I don't know if anybody of you do this. I started to do this and it actually is really helpful. All right, it looks like there's no questions. I'm going to sign off and wish you guys all a nice weekend. It's going to be cold here, so but that doesn't matter because I'll be in here. My husband already warned him. He's die cutting this weekend. And again, if you're interested in purchasing the starter kit and would like to be on the Inspired Daisies team, of course, we would love to have you. And I see a few of our members on here tonight, which is really nice. We support one another, so that's awesome. Let us know, or if you are interested in my celebration, which is coming up in March 11th. That's for anybody that purchases $150 or more in product from me. If you don't want to be a demonstrator or purchase a starter kit, the next thing up would be that celebration. And I went over that in a previous live as well, but any event, I'm going to be uploading my tag kit that I did live. I made it wrong. I cut the paper incorrectly and it was really bothering me because I knew when I created it in my live something wasn't right, and I kind of finally figured out when I was doing my instruction sheet what I did wrong. So I'm going to be uploading that one tonight or tomorrow so you guys can see a video start to finish on the tag. It was a tag book, had 8 tags and a holder, and it would be great for craft fair or farmer's market. All right, all right, you too, Claire, you're probably in the cold zone as well. Everybody stay warm out there if you're in where all the bad weather is. And if you're in a hot zone, well, get that air conditioner on. You're so lucky. Okay, you guys all take care, and I'll see you next week.